Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to create this DIY Harley Quinn costume. Now I am actually going to be wearing this costume to a rave, so it is going to be a little bit different than the costume that she has in the movie. Also, if you're wondering how I got this hair and makeup look, I filmed a tutorial on that as well. Be sure to check that out. There will be a link for it in the description. But for now, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing I am going to be showing you guys how to make is the shirt, and for this I'm just going to be using a plain white long sleeve shirt. I bought this one from Target. You can literally get them anywhere. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to start adding the color, the red color on the top and the stripes on the sleeves. So to do this, I am going to be using this red fabric spray paint, but before we do that, I want to make sure that I draw it out first, and then we'll be taping it off with the tape and then spraying it. So I'm going to be adding a line just with a pencil very lightly, just so that I can have something to go off of while I'm taping. And I'm not really measuring this out, I'm just doing kind of a rough estimate of what I think looks good, and then I'll go back later and clean it up. Okay, so now that we've got the line on there, we're going to be going back through with the tape and just taping off the shirt. That way we don't get any of the red spray onto the white part of the shirt. And when you use this spray paint, it kind of gets all over the place, so in order to not get any of the red on the rest of the shirt, I just rolled up the shirt and now I'm taping it together. That way there's no white parts exposed when I spray the red spray paint. Okay guys, so once you have the shirt all taped up, it should look like this. Now I'm just going to use the fabric spray paint and spray the shirt. Okay, so once it's dried, now we just have to pull off all of the tape. Alright, so once you got all the tape off, it should look like this. Now I am going to be cutting the sleeves because I want to add the red stripes that she has on the sleeves of her shirt, but I'm going to cut the shirt first. Alright, now that I got the sleeves cut, I'm just going to be adding some tape. That way I can spray on the stripes that she has on her sleeves. Alright, so I've got this sleeve taped up, and I'm not going to be taping up the whole shirt because I'm hoping that I can just spray the spray close enough and it won't get on the shirt, but just to make sure, I'm going to be putting the extra sleeve over this part of the shirt and hope that none gets on the actual shirt. Alright, so once the paint dried, I pulled off the tape, and because I sprayed so close to the actual tape, the color did bleed a little bit. But I actually like the way it looks because it's more of a messy look like in the movie as opposed to perfectly straight lines. Next, I'm going to be adding the blue color on her left sleeve, and I'm going to be doing this using some blue fabric spray paint. Okay, so once you have sprayed it, it should look like this. I did kind of run out towards the end, so I didn't really get the back, but I did get the front pretty good. Now we're going to move on to the iron transfer. Alright, so she has the words "Daddy's Little Monster" across the chest, and so in order to do this, we are going to be using an iron transfer. And in all the other tutorials I saw, they just pulled out their iron transfers, and I was really confused on how they made them or how they got the transfers. But I figured it out. This is called iron transfer paper, and you get it at the craft store. Make sure you get it for fabric, and then you just print out whatever you want to transfer onto the shirt. Onto the page, make sure you print it onto the side without the red stripes, and then we're just going to cut it out and transfer onto the shirt using an iron. Also, when you're doing this, make sure that you mirror the image. That way when you flip it over and actually put it on the shirt, it'll come out the right way. Okay, so I am actually just going to iron the shirt first. That way I can make sure it's flat. That way we can get a clean transfer. Alright, once we have ironed it on there, we are going to slowly peel off the transfer paper and hope that our transfer sticks. Alright, so it did leave like this pretty weird looking film. I don't know if you guys can see it, where I had cut the transfer paper, but it's okay. I'm glad that it just transferred on neatly and it ended up working out. Alright, so that is how you do the iron transfer. And now I'm going to cut the shirt because it is supposed to be a crop top. So we're going to cut it and then add a few little holes and then we'll be done. So to know how short to cut the shirt, I actually put the shirt on and tried it on in front of the mirror, and then using a Sharpie I just drew a line at where I wanted to cut it. Alright, and then I also wanted to cut this shirt into a V-neck, so when I tried it on I just used the Sharpie to outline where I wanted the V to be. So I'm going to cut that out now. Okay, and then we're also going to cut out the collar of the shirt. Now the last and final step is to just cut a few holes into the bottom of the shirt. Alright, so that is how you make the Harley Quinn shirt out of a plain white long sleeve t-shirt. Now I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the shorts. Okay guys, so for the bottoms, I'm just going to be using a pair of white booty shorts. I used a Sharpie and I marked off the red side and the blue side. And then to color the shorts, I'm going to be using this fabric spray paint that I bought from the craft store. So I'm just going to tape off each side of the shorts and then spray them. Okay, so once the spray paint fabric has dried, the shorts should end up looking like this. I did get a little bit of red spray paint over here on the blue side, but the best thing about this costume is that if you mess up on part of it, the costume is supposed to look a little bit grungy and a little bit messed up anyways, so you can just play it off. Alright, now let's move on to the next thing that I'm going to show you guys. Okay, so next I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to make the bat, and to do this I bought this plastic bat at Target. And then I'm going to be using white acrylic paint and this yellow acrylic paint, and I'm going to mix the colors to make more of like a beige bat color, and then I'm going to paint the bat. Okay, so once the bat has completely dried, the next step is to seal it, and to do this I'm going to be using some Mod Podge. Alright, so once the Mod Podge has dried, the next step is to add the white athletic tape to the handle. Alright, so next I'm going to be adding the words "Good Night" down the bat, and to do this I'm going to be using a stencil. And then once I finish each letter, I'm just going to be going back with the black and outlining it and then smearing it a little bit with my finger because the outside of the letters on her bat are darker. So I'm just going to use the Sharpie to do that. Okay, so once you're done with the letters, it should look like this. The next step is to add the little design that she has at the bottom of the bat. Okay, so to do this design, I'm going to be using some tape, and if you guys have thinner tape, then use that, but I'm going to be cutting this in half. First, I'm going to tape off the black top and bottom sections and color those with a Sharpie. Okay, so for the middle section, she has a diamond-shaped design on her bat, so in order to get this, all you have to do is take your tape and tape 2 diamonds on the bat. Okay, so once you have it taped off, you're going to use your Sharpies, and on the inside of the diamonds, you're going to use your blue Sharpie, and on the triangles, you're going to use the red Sharpie. Alright, so once you peel the tape off, it should look like this. The next step is to go back with our white acrylic paint, and we're going to paint these X's. Okay, so once you have all the white painted on, it should look like this. The last step is to just write all over the bat. You can look up online to see what it actually says on the bat if you want to do that, but I'm just going to be writing quotes from the movie as well as lyrics from some of the songs in the movie. Okay guys, so once you have finished writing all over the bat, it should end up looking like this. I just used black and red Sharpie to write all the words, and I also filled in some of the extra blank spaces with these black and red diamond shapes, and I actually loved how this bat turned out. I think it looks so awesome. Alright, now let's move on to the next part of this DIY. Okay guys, so next I'm going to be showing you guys how I make the choker, and to do this I'm just going to use some gold ribbon and these gold letters. And so I'm just going to cut the ribbon pretty long and then just glue the letters onto the ribbon and then just tie the ribbon behind my neck once I want to actually put it on. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it's all finished. Alright, so in the movie she's also wearing a belt. I'm just going to be using this studded belt that I bought from Hot Topic. Now as for her bracelets, I'm actually not going to be making her bracelets in this video just because I am wearing this costume to a rave. So I did actually make a bunch of little candy. This one says Daddy's Little Monster, Puddin', Gotham, Good Night. This one says Suicide Squad. So I'm not going to be making the bracelets. Instead, I'm just going to be wearing these bracelets. Alright, so she also wears a pair of fishnet stockings, and I bought these at Target. They do have different sizes, but I bought the ones with the bigger diamonds just because I also bought these temporary tattoos off of Amazon. They were only about $10, but I wanted to be able to see the tattoos through the stockings, so that's why I bought the bigger stockings. Okay, so I know that she also wears some Converse type looking shoes, but like I said, I am going to be wearing this costume to a rave, so I am going to be pairing my costume with some basic black fluffies, and then I'll just be wearing some black and white tennis shoes underneath. Okay guys, so that is everything you need to know on how to create this look. I hope you guys like this video, and if you do, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. Also, don't forget about the makeup and hair tutorial. There will be a link for it in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Alright, bye guys!